Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of The Hard Count. I'm Michael Emami, and I recently had a great interview with offensive tackle Broderick Wisecarver, recent Illinois commit. Wisecarver is a member of the 2021 class and currently stands at 6 foot 5 inches and 300 pounds. In his film from his junior season, we can clearly see he is dominant from the line of scrimmage and shows great tenacity and strength. His size is right around where he needs to be for a Power 5 athlete. We want him ideally around 290, 300 pounds. It's right where he is. He's also naturally athletic, as we can see. And he played his high school ball at Desmet Jesuit in St. Louis, and he will begin at Illinois soon, according to his Twitter page. It was a real privilege getting to talk to this young man, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. All right, everyone, here is Broderick Wisecarver. Enjoy. Congratulations on your commitment to Illinois, obviously. I see that you signed with them, and so why? Because I wanted to get into because you've already committed, taken care of everything. So before we kind of get into your high school career, I want to talk about your future first. So why did you pick Illinois?
I picked Illinois because out of most of my offers, it was the closest one to home. And during quarantine, I kind of realized that I wanted to be closer to the family.
Right.
And then Illinois, I want to go into biochemistry, and Illinois has the best biochemistry program out of all of my offers. So that was another big thing. And then Big Ten in general is known for sending linemen to the NFL. And so I put that together, and then I really liked Coach Bob. So
Yeah, and obviously I thought you took a bit of a chance there. I think they recently kind of fired Lovie Smith, so you kind of didn't have a head coach position there, so you took a chance with them. Which is obviously interesting. And then you have offers also from Arizona, Indiana, Iowa State, Kentucky, Louisville, Michigan State, West Virginia, and Western Michigan. So obviously some pretty big name schools there for a tackle for you, and you're a 4-star according to your Twitter page. So I kind of wanted to get into kind of what your workout regimen and what you kind of do. What are you planning on trying to do to train for next season?
A big thing I've been focusing on is cardio, because talking to Coach Bob, he said that the biggest, hardest transition for linemen into college football is the conditioning. So that's kind of been one of my main focuses. And then I've just been keeping up with lifting at school with our coach and everything like that.
As you can see here, or I can see here on 247, they have currently 11 on the roster, I believe, for Illinois in terms of tackles, and they've got 2 commits, you being one of them from 2021, and you being a 4-star. So I wanted to ask you in terms of kind of what you're kind of looking at right now. What kind of goals are you kind of specifically looking at for when you kind of make that big step from high school to college football?
I think the biggest goal, and it's not really a specific goal to me, I kind of want to do like what my class at Desmet did to Desmet to Illinois, if that makes sense. I just want to make it so that we turn their losing record either into a winning record, hopefully national champions, but at least a bowl game.
Right. And so kind of going off of that, I usually ask kids this as well, but what's kind of the first thing that you want the Illinois football program to know about you going in?
To know about me?
Yeah, as an athlete, as a person, and everything like that. The kind of person that they're getting, athlete that they're getting.
I like it when the coaches yell. I just feel like if a coach isn't getting on my ass about what I'm doing, I feel like that, not that he doesn't care, but it's kind of hard to explain. I just like it better when my coach is more involved and more just trying to push me to do better and better and better.
Right. You like more tougher coaches that are not going to go easy on you or anything like that. Yeah. Totally get it. And so I think kind of coming from Desmet, you kind of got a lot of that background with a lot of the coaching staff there, and I think the program over there speaks for itself. It's an incredibly great football program, very renowned in St. Louis, and obviously I think around the state of Missouri too. So what are kind of the things that you've taken away as you've developed from that program? Where have you gone from being kind of like a young kid in like lower school, middle school, whatever, to becoming a high school athlete? Tell me about your development from that period of time.
I feel like I turned more from a strength only player. Like I like to use my size a lot in middle school, into more of a technical lineman. I still like to get just overpower people, but I feel like I'm definitely way more technically sound than I was.
All right. And
And the,
so what do you kind of mean by that in terms of technically sound? What do you kind of mean by that?
so back or at the Smet, we ran a zone scheme, and the biggest focus my coach had for the lineman freshman year was our steps. So every practice, it didn't matter if it was a defensive main practice or offensive main practice. The first thing the lineman would do is get down and work on our steps, and we would just try to perfect that every day. And then same thing with pass protection. We would work on our kick sets. We'd work on our power steps. Just all the little things that you can do, we did.
All right, all right. And so obviously kind of going off of that and you know, the development and all that, tell me a little about your personal life. Tell me about your mom and dad and your family and how have they kind of influenced you as an athlete and as a person?
My dad's pushed me throughout my entire career. He was my coach in grade school, and he's kind of been my trainer before we had real trainers. He's pretty much the reason I'm where I'm at right now. And then my mom's, I mean, she's mom. She's always supporting me with everything I do, and I couldn't ask for a better mom. And then of course I have my little brother who's always sitting there saying he's going to be better than me.
Right, right. And so do you have any kind of role models kind of going off of that?
Uh, I mean, my dad, because he gets up every day, works all the time. So since we moved from St. Louis to the Ozarks, he has to get up at 5 a.m. on Mondays, leave, and then he doesn't get to see the family for a week. So just the work that he puts in, that's why he's kind of my role model.
Right, right. And I see here that on your huddle page it says you had two high schools listed. You said you had Desmet and I think Osage Beach, I think.
Yep.
So tell me a little about that. Were you kind of going in between those two high schools, or did you come from one and go to the other? What was kind of the story about that?
So Desmet was my high school. That's from the beginning. That's where I planned on staying until the end. I built a family there. Like the players at Desmet, they're my brothers. But once we won state last year, I kind of went from focusing on Desmet being my number one priority to make the team the best it can be, to focusing on me, because I feel like we completed that goal. So now it's time to look at me and look what I need to do to get to the next level to be most beneficial for me. So in doing that, I felt like I needed to graduate early. And at the SMET, I wouldn't have been able to graduate early with very good grades.
Right.
So I wanted to transfer to be able to graduate early, but also transfer far enough away that I was allowed to play my senior year.
Okay.
So we started looking around, and we saw Osage because my family really likes the Ozarks. And then with all this COVID stuff happening, Osage was one of the few teams that actually had a full season. So.
Right, right, yeah, because I know a lot of the Middle Missouri schools as well were not delayed at all, and talk about that. But when you kind of look at, I would say, all the stuff that's happened in your entire life, and kind of the stuff that you've been through as an athlete, what's kind of been the best moment for you as a high school athlete in your career? Do you think?
State, 100%.
The state championship with Desmet?
Yeah.
All right.
Because it was just us getting there alone was the greatest feeling I've felt because of all the work that we put in. Everyone, the seniors before me, putting the work in still and helping us grow as a team. It's just finally getting to state and winning was biggest thing so far.
All right. Very, very cool. And so one kind of final fun question here for you. I ask this to everybody, but if you were to get drafted by an NFL team, what would be your preferred team that you would want to get drafted by?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. All right. Awesome. Awesome. They're your favorite NFL team, I guess.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Brody. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you very much. You take care. Thank you. All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening. That was Broderick Wisecarver, a recent Illinois commit. If you'd like to contact Broderick, his Twitter account is at bwise9869. I'll be sure to put his huddle and information below as well, though, as I said earlier, he'll be beginning his career at the University of Illinois very, very soon, according to his Twitter page. Real privilege, obviously, talking to this young man, as I had said before. We can see here in his film, he's pushing guys like 5, 10, 15 yards downfield. He's terrific overall athlete, great size, and maintains great balance, obviously, when doing so. And so that's it's obviously a perfect combination of things for a great Power 5 offensive tackle. I can't wait to see what this guy does in college. All right, everybody, and also just keep in mind, if you'd like to contact me, my Twitter account is at Emami Michael, and you obviously know the YouTube channel. Be really appreciated if you could. I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to that. And my Facebook and Instagram pages, both of them are at The Hard Count with Michael Emami. So if you and your folks want to go ahead and check those out and give those a follow, that'd be greatly appreciated. All right, everybody, thanks so much for listening, and thank you to Broderick for coming on. I really appreciate him taking the time to do so, and I appreciate you guys listening. All right, everybody, this has been The Hard Count. Do you have what it takes to go D1?